What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Radiohead. Yes, indeed, Radiohead Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Archdemon, and Archdemon wanted to see me react to this song by Radiohead called Subterranean Homesick Alien.
Subterranean. What's that? Something like underground?
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Locusting. Sure, why not? And the video has 1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Radiohead, Subterranean Homesick Alien. That's a mouthful of a title, boy. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Forgetting the smell of the warm summer air. I live in a town where you can't smell a thing. You watch your feet for cracks in the pavement. Up above, aliens hover, making home movies for the folks back home. Of all these weird creatures who lock up their spirits, drill holes in themselves, and live for their secrets. country lane late at night when I'm driving. Take me on board their beautiful ship. Show me the world as to see.
I mean, look, it's pretty. It's definitely pretty. And it definitely takes you on a ride. There's no question about that. There's a lot of movement happening within the dynamics, a lot of swells, a lot of deflation, a lot of hills and valleys. Definitely keeps the listener vested. It definitely keeps the listener's attention. A lot of voicings coming in, coming out, a lot of staggered voicings, which is nice. Adds a lot of variety to the song. Vocally, it's very appropriate. What's happening within the vocals, the vocal approach, even, I would even go as far as to say, Tom's tone is even very fitting for a style like this, a style of song like this, I should say. They're not doing anything wrong. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a terrible song. No, it is not a terrible song. Not by any stretch. It's, from what I can hear, it's so far, it's a really good song. It's just not my cup of tea, guys. I'm not digging this. I'm not digging this one. A little too chill for me. Now, then again, I mean, every once in a while, I do get in a mood like this where I actually do want to hear a song like this. And I actually do want to, just zone out, chill out, whatever. And a song like this would be very appropriate for when I'm in one of those moods. But honestly, those moods hit me like maybe, out of an entire calendar year. I might feel that way, I don't know, 10 days, 12 days out of an entire calendar year. That feeling, takes over. So this would be a song that would be very sparingly used if I were to ever put it on a playlist. And I wouldn't put it on any of my driving playlists. The only playlist I can honestly see myself putting this on would be the background noise, the background music playlist. I might put it on there. But I don't know if I would even do that. It's very relaxed. It's very chill. And if you're in the mood to do that, if you're just in the mood to chill out, zone out, disconnect from the world, this is a good song for it. This would absolutely do the job without question. Like I said, they're not doing anything wrong. Everything from the arrangement to the songwriting makes sense, and even the performance of the song, from the musicianship standpoint and from the vocal standpoint, it all lines up, it all adds up, it all meshes well, it all sounds good. I'm just not a fan. That's all. So, anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Another good use of pulling the voices, pulling out voices, dynamics. Beatles-esque. Yeah. Like I said, not my cup of tea. Okay, this is, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't know if I'll ever listen to this song again. Maybe on one of those very rare days that I actually, want to disconnect and chill out, maybe I might put this on, possibly. But even then, I don't know. Yeah, just not my bag, not my jam. Now, having said that, though, that doesn't necessarily mean I hated the song. It just means that it's just not my personal taste. I mean, there's nothing to hate. I mean, it's not a bad song at all. So let me get my thoughts together. I need to figure out how I'm gonna score this and where I'm gonna score this. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Radiohead with Subterranean Homesick Alien. This was a request from Archdemon. Yeah, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, guys. If you were to give me this song, give me a choice of listening to this or listening to something with a lot more energy, a lot more drive to it, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the time, I'm going to take option B. I'm going to take something that's got a little more life to it, a little more drive, a little more energy to it, for sure. And that just comes down to personal taste, and this is the type of song, like I said, there's maybe 10 to 12 days out of an entire calendar year where I find myself in a mood to just completely disconnect and, just chill out, and I just don't want to deal with anything. Just leave me alone and let me zone out in my own little world. And a song like this would definitely be appropriate. But even then, I don't know there's other songs I could, I would much rather listen to than this. But I mean, I could see this song very easily being used in a situation like that for most people. So it's a very specialty, niche type of feeling of song. And is there anything wrong with that? No, because listen, if it fills a niche, then that niche gets filled, and therefore the song serves a purpose. So I'm not saying this is a waste of a song. I'm not saying that by any means, but I just personally not a fan. But like I've always said on the channel, I don't have to like a song to give it a good score, and I don't have to hate a song to give it a bad score. There have been plenty of songs on the channel I've listened to where I've been like, I love this. I wish I could give this a higher score, but I can't. Because I really enjoy the song, but it doesn't warrant a high score. On the flip side, there have also been plenty of songs on the channel, lots of songs on the channel where I have not been a fan of it. I didn't really enjoy it, but at the same time, looking at the song objectively, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything to deserve a bad score. So looking at this song objectively, this definitely falls into that category. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.3. Yup, 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.3. What does that mean? Well, a 7.3 would translate to a really good skill rating, because overall, despite the fact that I may not necessarily be a fan of it, looking at the song objectively, it's a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, that's B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.3, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of good things happening throughout the song. About 3/4 of the way through the song, I think it was, something popped in my head. I was like, I think the best way to describe this song is it's Beatle-esque. I wouldn't say the song is directly influenced by the Beatles. I don't really see any direct comparisons, but the approach has certain ambiances about it. It has certain flavors about it that kind of remind me of Beatles songwriting. In particular, the arrangement as far as usage of voicings. Like, there were voicings that came in. I'm going to use this one as, I think this is the most prominent one. about a quarter of the way to a third of the way into the song, we heard this vibe patch on the keyboard be utilized. Now, it came in, it did its damage, it came in, did its part. It sounded really nice, by the way. And I kept waiting for it to come back, and it didn't. It didn't. It left me hanging. Now, for a lot of people, that's going to be kind of off-putting. When they hear something they really like, they want to hear it again, and they don't get to hear it again. A lot of people will get upset by that. In this situation, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and this is where the Beatle-esque, kind of feel comes into play. I think that was actually really smart for two reasons. One, the introduction of a singular voice to come in and do a singular part and never to be heard from again throughout the rest of the song. A little anticlimactic, but anticlimactic in a good way. It'll definitely, it was for that one section, it was absolutely impactful. And the second reason I think it's smart is because it keeps it's just another way that the songwriters and the arranger was able to keep the listener vested, keep the listener interested, keep the listener on the edge of their seat, wondering, wishing, hoping that we get to hear that patch again. And we didn't. But it kept us listening, didn't it? It kept us vested, didn't it? It absolutely did. And that wasn't the only voice. There were several other voices, but I'm using that one as the most prominent. The constant addition and subtraction of voicings. Again, very Beatle-esque, but I wouldn't say directly influenced by the Beatles. But it definitely had certain vibes. No pun intended.
I've been waiting all episode to use that pun.
But it helped in a number of ways. Number one, it helped in the evolution of the song, as well as the de-evolution of the song. It constantly had the song moving and changing. The song never got stagnant. It also helped from a dynamic standpoint. Now, granted, there's also the ability to play louder and play softer, but the addition of voices and the subtraction of voices helps make a bigger change in dynamics when you do that. So, again, smart arranging, smart songwriting. I think from the musicianship standpoint, I think everybody did a fine job playing their instruments. I do have one gripe, and that comes down to the bass playing. A lot of time, I would say about, I wouldn't say half, but I would say a little over half of the time, the bass player was up on the neck, up in the upper register. As a result, the bottom end suffered throughout the song. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of that, being a bass player especially. That's kind of off-putting to me. When the bottom end drops out, the song ends up sounding hollow. But if you look at the structure of the song and how the song is designed and how the song was written and how the song was arranged, I think that's done intentionally, because there's a lot of parts in the song that are intentionally left feeling hollow. And if they had put the bass in the lower register to fill out the bottom end, I think that hollowness would have been lost. And as a result, the song would have been affected. It may have been a little more pleasing to the ear, but the feel of the song would have been impacted greatly. And as much as I can't believe I'm going to say this, I think that's a little more important in this case, since this song does seem to be all about feel. So I may not personally like the fact that the bass was not present in the lower end and filling out the lower end and building on that foundation. I may not be a fan of that, but I see the reasoning behind it. So I got to give them credit for having the discipline to not put the lower voicing down. Again, I don't like it, but it is what it is, and I see the point. Vocally, Tom York's vocals on this, I think everything he sang made perfect sense. He was able to adjust his approach and use through usage of dynamics, and not just through dynamics, but through support and delivery as well. In the softer parts, he kept it softer, more reserved, less of an attack, less of a staccato attack in his vocals, and more of a legato approach. And then as it got harder, as it got a little more intense, a little bit louder, you heard his intensity build, not just from a volume standpoint, from a delivery standpoint as well, from a tonal standpoint, from an approach standpoint. It got a little more staccato in his attacks. It definitely got more pronounced with his vocal, with his not so much, well, not his vocal, from his diction standpoint, his consonant attack standpoint, vowel formation, bigger, broader. So everything he did vocally, it fit the context of what was happening within the song at that point in time. So it all made sense. Listen, like I said, I don't have to enjoy the song to give it a good score. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks, I didn't really enjoy the song a whole lot. It's just not my bag. But at the end of the day, there's no denying that what was given here, what was served on my plate here was really good, okay? It absolutely was. Personal taste, yeah, obviously I'm just not a fan, but I base my reviews and my evaluations on being objective. So looking at the song objectively, it's a really good song, and that's why I'm giving it that 7.3. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.3, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then, by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.